And it's time for TFM. We would like to welcome everyone to the analyst meeting for the first quarter results for 2025. We are joined today by our executives to share the details of our performance as well as the outlook for 2025. I would like to introduce our executives. The first is Mr. Peter Sakbunmichod, our CEO. And we also have Ms. Pianut Manitanapan, our CFO. Ms. Pianut will be joining us online. And my name is Waranya. I am the head of IR for Thai FM. And without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Peter Sak to take over. Hello to all of our analysts. I would like to share our performance results for the first quarter for 2025 with you today. Our sales were at 1.23 billion baht, reduced by about 1.4% year on year, mostly due to the supply of our fish fry that were insufficient for unable to meet demand. And also the cold weather that lasted longer in the beginning of the year, leading to less consumption. And the sales for our shrimp feed in the first quarter of 2025 increased from the past year by 9.7%. And what was outstanding about the shrimp feed was in Thailand. We were able to increase our market share quite well and continuously. And the revenue from our export of shrimp feed also increased in Sri Lanka after they had faced disease there and flooding in the year before. In the first quarter, our gross profit was at 267 million baht, increasing 32.7% year on year, leading to a gross margin at 21.7%. And this is thanks to our shrimp feed, which has performed very well. And we have been also managing our costs and our production yield and our raw materials management. Therefore, our net profit for the first quarter was at 132 million baht, increasing by 26.8% year on year, thanks to the reasons that I mentioned earlier. And this is our track record for the gross profit and net profit. TFM has grown in terms of gross profit margin for the fifth quarter in a row now, even though this is a low quarter normally for us, and it is in the range of 10%. On this slide, this is about the aquaculture industry. Our market share for TFM in shrimp field for the first quarter increased from the year before. At the moment, our market share for OEM products is at 24.5%, and this is due to our shrimp feed, not including our exports and not including Indonesia. They grew by 8.1% from the year before, and the shrimp raising in the same quarter compared to the past year is relatively the same. And our performance in each country in the first quarter of 2025 in Thailand, we have seen favorable growth, even though the fish feed has been not grown so much. And in Indonesia, it has been impacted by disease. And in Pakistan, we have sales that are decreasing. We have adjusted the model. It is more OEM basis since the third quarter of 2024, but overall, this is not, we're not seeing much effect in the overall picture, as this business is not that significant in size. So the contribution from Thailand has increased, and our product portfolio in terms of our shrimp feed has also been increased. I'm unable to join you physically today, and I apologize for that. I would like to talk about the numbers year on year and quarter on quarter comparison. Our business is a business that is quite seasonal, and there was a peak in the second quarter and third quarter normally, but last year it was very special because in the fourth quarter it was a peak quarter because of the prices of shrimp that increased significantly, which encouraged shrimp farmers to farm shrimp more. And if we compare the fourth quarter to the first quarter, normally it is a low season, but for this year, we're comparing the peak season in the fourth quarter and the low season in the first quarter. So quarter to quarter comparison may not be possible. So we would like to focus year on year more. For the overall picture of our sales, as Mr. Pilasek informed you, there has been a small adjustment downwards. Nonetheless, the gross profit is in a very, very good level at 32.7% increase. Our SG&A is in line with the guidance that we provided earlier. It's increased from the year before, just a bit. And we have marketing expenses, expansion costs, consultant fees. And in terms of the tariffs, the duties, they have increased from the year before due to the expiration of our BOI privileges. And we will return on track in the second half of the year. And we have talked to our engineers. The installation plans are on track, and we expect to finish in the next month, and our tax rate, therefore, will improve in the second half of the year. And at the end, our net profit is 132 million Thai baht, and our net profit margin is 10.7%. And on the next page, this is our portfolio mix. As Mr. Pilasek informed you, our shrimp feed has grown quite well. Therefore, our mix in the first quarter, the shrimp is at about 63%. Shrimp feed is 63% when it was only 56% or so in the year before. So it is it was outstanding this quarter. And fish feed and livestock feed have both gone down. Fish feed has gone down. Livestock is about the same. So shrimp feed has the highest margin, and this is another reason why our gross profit margin has improved in this first quarter. Let's take a look at the details in each sector. For the shrimp feed, overall, if we compare it to the same quarter of last year, we can see a growth of 9.7%. And the outstanding growth is from our sales in the country and also our exports. As Mr. Pilasek informed you, in our country, we have been able to expand our market share, and our export sales have increased due to two reasons. One is from the resilience, the recovery of the Sri Lankan customers, and they had the issue of flooding and disease in shrimp before this. And our main customers abroad, when they have problems, we always look for other customers in other countries, and this has been positive for our exports in this year as well. And in contrast, TUKL last year or this year have lower sales. Sales have dropped a bit because of illness or disease in shrimps, and this has impacted important customers or significant customers of TUKL. There are different diseases that are affecting our major customers, and in Thailand, we are working with our shrimp fry partners, and they have a shrimp fry breed that is very resilient to disease. At TUKL, they are focused on one of their main customers or some of their main customers which are facing these issues in Indonesia. They need to develop the shrimp, and we also need to diversify our client base in Indonesia to reduce our risk. For fish feed, in the first quarter this year, it has dropped from the quarter in the year before. The price of fish is actually in a favorable level, but the fish fry are not sufficient enough, though the farmers are trying to catch up in this regard. They are unable to produce fish fry to meet the demand. And if you can remember, in the beginning of the year, in the first and the second month, the temperatures were quite low. Therefore, the fish were not consuming much feed, which is natural for the fish. But in the third and the fourth month, the temperature became adjusted and became higher. And fish feed sales increased compared to, we've seen a 20% increase in those sales. And we hope that in the second quarter, we will see even more improvement. If we take a look at livestock feed, overall it has dropped from the same quarter in the past year by about 10%, mostly due to our Pakistani subsidiary. They've changed their business model, as Mr. Parasak informed you. They are doing more OEM now. And the livestock feed sales in Thailand are improving by about 8%. And we're seeing livestock feed improvement in Thailand, and the margin has also improved. And this reflects a turnaround strategy, the turnaround strategy that we implemented in the middle of 2024. We informed you that our model was adjusted from producing in-house to outsourcing our production so that we can enjoy the economy of scales. And we are carefully selecting customers who have strong financial positions to improve our profitability. And this has led to our livestock feed performance to do well, meeting our expectations in terms of sales and volume. And this is the bridge for the development in terms of net profit from 1 year, the first quarter of last year to the first quarter of this year. You can see that it's mostly due to our cost management, production cost management. We haven't improved our formula to make them more competitive. We have been maintaining our production yield at a level that is to ensure a little loss from the high level that we have. Our raw materials procurement, we've been working on that as well. And the entire market, we also have been working with our consultant on Project Sonar, which has helped us to improve our procurement processes. We have improved both our databases, our negotiation in all aspects, and we are also having lessons on how to negotiate with the suppliers to achieve or to attain a favorable prices to allow us to increase our margin. And our profit may have dropped due to SG&A. We have increased costs from the consultant fees and our marketing support activities. We have a AR provision as well, and this comes from Indonesia for the most part. This links with the disease outbreak, the effects of the disease outbreak. So we have delayed payment, and we believe the situation will improve in the end of the second quarter or the beginning of the third quarter. And in terms of taxes, it's increased because of the expiration of the BOI privileges. And this quarter, we have not recorded any top-up tax from the global minimum tax. As Mr. Little explained in the earlier session, we are going to consider thing. This based on the tax from Thai Union and all of the companies in Thailand before we decide on the top-up tax for each quarter. And nonetheless, the overall picture of taxes for us is in line with the guidance. And this is about our cash flow. This quarter, our free cash flow is a negative number. The reason for this is that we have paid our payables. We have also CapEx, BOI issues, the BOI privileges, and we have accrued expenses, and we have provisions for quarter 4. We have our bonuses, our management charge, and we have discounts for our customers. This quarter, we will see some compensation that resulting from the sale of old machinery. And therefore, our cash conversion cycle days for this quarter have increased a bit due to our repayments, and our interest-bearing debt to equity is a 0.08. And this is at a low level. So I would like to hand things back to Mr. Persak to talk about the guidance for 2025. For guidance, the financial guidance, I believe that our sales for the entire year will remain at 8 to 10% growth. Our gross profit margin will be 18 to 20%. SG&A to sales will be at 8 to 10%. Our effective tax rate will be 10 to 11%. The dividend policy will be at least 50% payout. And CapEx will be 300 million Thai baht. We will maintain our guidance that we provided in the last meeting. We will increase our sales to catch up. The delay in the first quarter was due to the warmer temperatures and the fish feed that we mentioned earlier, and also our marketing activities. And we see peak season in the second and third quarter. Our GP, we believe, will do better than our guidance. We will maintain the guidance at the same level until we see until the second half becomes clearer. SG&A will be in line with our target, and the effective tax rate, we expect it to lower in the second half of the year after we return to BOI privileges. And we are also waiting for a clearer picture in terms of the global minimum tax. At the end of March, this past March, we had a Meet the Press event. We met with members of the press regarding the vision of growth for TFM. We are aiming for sales of 10 billion, and this is something I'm going to share with you by the year 2030. And there are 3 aspects. One is win in Thailand. We will be the leader in Thailand. We will increase our marketing activities for shrimp feed and fish feed. There is much opportunity in terms of fresh fish feed. And a second is our expansion in Indonesia. We plan to be one of the top 5 next year and one of the top 3 by the year 2030. And third is our next wave of growth. We will expand to other markets. We will build partnerships. We will also bank on our partnerships within the Thai Union network and our alliances. And in terms of quality, this is most important. FCR, or the feed conversion ratio, must be low to allow the farmers to enjoy a lower production cost, or shrimp raising cost, or fish raising cost. In terms of farmer engagement, we will continue to maintain or keep relations with our partners. We will develop formula with them. We will work on providing academic knowledge on farming, and we will stay abreast of developments in the global market. We have strategic partnerships with partners all around the world. In terms of the value chain in the industry, this involves both fish fry and shrimp fry, upstream and downstream. This will enable us to build up on the tools that we have to help farmers. And fourth is sustainability. This must be done in line with business operations. Sustainability is something that we take very seriously, and we are the only factory that has the ASC standards. No other factory has this, and most recently we have our low carbon shrimp project. We are working with Thai Union on this, and this is a sustainability project. We use solar power, and we use raw materials that are environmentally friendly. We are also improving labor management, the care for labor, and this is a trend that buyers or clients are looking for as well. This is what we are happy to share with you. And this is the overall picture from our executives for this quarter. Are there any questions here in the conference hall or from online? We welcome all of your questions. I would like to ask about the impact in Pakistan. It seems that they've changed their business model, and there's a conflict with India as well. The question is, do you have an exit plan for Pakistan? Actually, it's in the pipeline. Can you hear us? Right now, we are monitoring the situation. We're monitoring the performance of our facilities in Pakistan. Can they meet the planned targets after changing their business model? In the first quarter, they did not meet the budgeted plan, but we will wait and see for another quarter or two, and then we will revisit this issue. And I'd also like to ask about, in terms of your business lines, the gross margin for shrimp. It's very clear that that is a high margin, and your fish feed is also doing better because you've adjusted the model. Why is your fish feed doing better? If we take a look in the past, quarter on quarter, it's improved every quarter. Is it your low cost of raw materials? You have new products. You said you're going to expand fish feed to other kinds of fish, and 12.5 is that the best, or can you do better than that? For fish feed, I'm sorry, we're not together, so we're speaking on top of each other. The fish feed has improved in each quarter. They have different stories. In the past, it was improving the formula, improving other fish feed, and the margin was small. And then we made it more competitive, but in this quarter compared to the last quarter, it's because of the mix from sea bass feed and other fish feed has dropped. So there are many factors, many contributing factors, but the trend of the overall picture for raw materials is a dropping one, and therefore we're seeing an overall increase in the profit. And there are other issues, like other factors like our mix and the formula as well. Is 22.5 the highest we can do or not? We believe that in the second quarter, the gross profit can be higher because it's a peak season. This quarter, the gross profit is so good, even though it's low season. But the second quarter will be peak season for us. So, just in terms of volume, the increasing volume, that will lead to an increase in the gross profit as well. Are there any questions here in the hall? The tax in the first quarter, it went up to 15%, and your guidance for the entire year was 10 to 11, and this is including the GMT. If we look the worst case scenario, if the parent company, Thai Union in Thailand, is not able to reach the GMT level, the effective tax rate will be at how much for Thai Union Feedmill? Actually, we have forecasted the guidance that we provided. We have already accounted for the global minimum tax. The effective tax rate is 10 to 11%, and this we have assumptions included in this, and these are forecasts, and this is the original budget that each business unit has come up with. And when it comes to the actual situation, it depends on the performance of each business unit in Thailand. And again, we will have to wait and see how things play out. Overall, for us, we don't expect much change or much difference from what we have provided. We will again monitor and adjust as necessary. The effective tax rate in the first quarter and the second quarter, it might seem high because of the expiration of the BOI privileges. If you remember, when we had our BOI privileges, the effective tax rate for TFM was at only 2 to 3%. And in the second half of the year, it will return to that kind of level. And there might be a top-up tax from the group. And this is, again, something that we cannot provide a certain answer about as to how much it will be. We have to continue to see. What about the foreign markets? They're having problems with their economy. Are they slowing down shrimp production? Maybe in Indonesia and India, where we are selling more? Well, actually, the direct impact, there is no direct impact on the shrimp production, whether it's in Thailand or in Indonesia. They continue to produce shrimp. This is how they make their livelihood. Everyone here in Thailand, the farmers believe that the situation will improve. And in Indonesia, we are seeing signs. We have been checking. We see farmers continuing to raise or to increase the number or add more shrimp fry, even here in Thailand. Are there any other questions? I have another question. The first quarter, you saw a drop of 2%, and your guidance is up to 18%. So that means that we may see growth in double digits. The question is, in the fourth quarter last year, it was your peak for the year. Does this mean that this year you will also peak in the second and the third, and then in the fourth, it might be flat like last year? Is this how we can expect things to be? It's quite clear. You understand, yes, in the second and third, that will be the best for this year. And in the fourth quarter, we don't see it being worse than last year. We're going to speed up our recovery in the second and third quarter. And fish will return. In the first quarter, both shrimp and fish, it was low season. In the second and third quarter, it will be the high season. So, yes, you have a very good understanding of the situation. Are there any other questions? We don't have any online questions at the moment either. If there are no further questions, then we would like to end the session to present the performance results for the first quarter of 2025 for TFM. Thank you again for joining us.